my friend. I want to talk to you today about the way in which you are so hyper vigilant all the time. The way in which you hold that tension, that stress far too much. Now, don't get me wrong. Hypervigilance is an asset. I am very hypervigilant myself, and I am capable of seeing things from the side of my eyes, observing the world, overseeing difficulties and problems, and having a vision of how I might get across the problems and how I might find myself in better situations and places that are more amenable to relaxation. While you're in a situation of stress and threat, it is important to know how to respond to that and how to be alert enough to prevent trouble and to dissolve the problems that are being thrown at you from all sides. But my friend, you can't be intense stress, hypervigilance the whole time. It is crucial that you learn to let go and release the tension. The 888 rule, the old 888 rule, is the best. Bear it in mind always. I will remind you what it means. It means work for 8 hours. Focus, concentrate, be alert, solve all the problems in the world, contribute to the world for 8 hours. Really, really be intent on what you can do in this world and do your work from the heart with all you've got. 8 hours. Then you have 8 hours alongside those 8 hours of work to do with what you want. 8 hours where you get out of bed at the time you decide. You have the routine you decide, which can be relaxing rather than stressful, where you have time for breakfast, you have time for lunch, you have time for dinner, you have time for some play, you have time for being with family, with friends, with yourself, for reading, for education. 8 hours, it's a lot of time to keep yourself organically aligned to nature, to keep yourself relaxed and de-stressed. And then you have 8 hours to sleep. And yes, you do need to sleep for 8 hours, my friend. You really do. You need to sleep for 8 hours. I sleep from 10 at night to 6:30 in the morning. That's 8.5 hours. That gives me half an hour to lie awake and creatively decide how to process what happened yesterday before I fall asleep, and to process what I want to do with the next day when I start waking up at 6 o'clock. I give myself that leeway because I know that sleepy feeling that is still there allows my mind to roam around and to prepare for those 8 days of work, 8 hours of work, and those 8 hours of relaxation, recreation, education, nurturing, and play with the dog, with grandchildren if they are around, or just play by myself, doing the things I like, singing, watching a movie, reading a book, painting, playing in nature, go for a walk. So many things to do in those 8 hours. So the 8-8 formula really does work. So try to reorganize your life in that way. And this is how you will evolve your resilience. This is where you will see what all the different ingredients are of a life well lived. To have good connections to all those different aspects of life that are important to implement, and to look after yourself really carefully, not to neglect yourself, but to be attentive to what your body needs, what your mind needs, what your spirit needs, and what is needed in your relationships as well. To build confidence and to know that you're going to do right by yourself and that you're not going to let the world take over your lifetime, but that you have boundaries around it. That yes, your 8 hours of sleep are holy and sacred because they are when your body releases all the tension and processes your nurturance and processes your learning, where your brain relaxes back into a new way of operating and where it makes everything work better and it takes advantage of the things that you have brought to it during the day. You cannot do without that 8 hours of repair and rest. And you can't do without 8 hours of looking after yourself and your life and playing and enjoying yourself. But you also cannot do without 8 hours where you make a concerted effort to work in the world, to produce something, to create something, to contribute something. So all of those things will compose a confident, purposeful and positive mentality and will give you that sense of perspective and philosophical attitude that will keep everything working together. I hope this gives you some guidelines about how to reorganize your life, my friend, and that you won't feel quite so much at a loss, and that you will know that it's up to you to organize it and to arrange it and to make those small changes that take you in the right direction. Because this is how you will feel that you have ownership of your life, and it is something for you to work out gradually, and it will get better and better as you are mindful of all those different aspects, and each of those really matters. Each of those makes for a better way of living. So keep the balance there and never despair, but take back charge of the process and do what you need to do to feel you can enjoy living the life that you are creating, my friend. Take care and have some good times today. Give that to yourself.